isn't it? Good morning guys and welcome back to Damo Drives, bringing real reviews to real people and answering some of those questions other channels might not talk about. I've got another really cool car on the channel, this Metro, which started its life, well, certainly not like this. I've got Alan here who owns this car and he's going to give us a good look around the car, talk about what's been done, why it's been done, and then we're going to go for a drive because it's certainly not how I remember Metros ever looking. Do you want to come in and give us a talk around what on earth you've done to this? Because, yeah, like I said, it doesn't really remind me of any Metro I've ever seen. So I suppose we start, the look of it, the livery. What made you choose this look?
I just liked it, really. That's purely and simple, really. I just saw it and I managed to find the photos and things to actually replicate it, and I did it, really.
So it was based on like a touring car type livery?
Yeah, it's based on a 1983 touring car BSCC car that went race alongside the Rover SD1s and things like that back in the early 80s.
And you just went, I like that, that's cool.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's exactly what and from my point of view, I was using the graphics to hide not so good paint, shall we say, and bodywork.
Which you've done yourself though, all of this, haven't you? You've painted it yourself. You're not, you don't do this as a job, do you? You've painted it, you've done the stickers yourself, or the livery, or whatever we're going to call it.
I had a little bit of help with the stickers, putting them on, and obviously they got cut by someone else. But I still played a part in putting them on.
It's cool. It really is. So this white is, that's original. This blue is what it looked like back.
The blue is the original colour.
Yeah.
So, and that is different to the actual original car that I'm replicating.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd keep it the same as my car was, just because it tied in with the history of the car.
Why not? So under here then, this is slightly different, isn't it? What have we got under the bonnet rather than the 1 litre?
It's a Rover K-Series 1800 solid cam with a few little bits and pieces. It's got a match ported inlet and a Carbon airbox and things like that.
And how much power do you think, roughly?
It's round about 125, maybe 130 on a good day, if I'm lucky.
But because in the original had like under 60 brake horsepower and did 60 at some point, and this now is considerably quicker. And it doesn't weigh anything, does it?
Yeah, it's about 800 kilos. I haven't lightened it massively. That's maybe one for the future, but yeah, it's a little bit lighter than original, but not massively. Yeah,
that's cool. So I suppose looking down the side, what have you done? We talk about, I suppose, wheels and arches and things like that.
The wheels, these wheels are the original wheels, just banded out. So they're 7J on the front, 7.5J on the rear.
Yeah.
But they're my road wheels, as it were. I've got a set of track wheels, which have got cut slicks on and things like that. So they're not the best for grip, but
they do well for the road. Right. So these wheel arches, these are different to standard?
They're turbo for Metro Turbo, or for early Metro Turbo. It's been modified at the front to fit the Rover subframe.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of...
Yeah, there's a here it's literally joined and whatnot there.
Yeah.
And it would have originally had vents in the front, which I've filled in and whatnot.
You've changed. So I suppose around the front then, headlights, you did mention these are different as well?
Yeah. All the panels on the front are Mark 1 panels, so you've got Mark 1 grille, Mark 1 headlights, bumpers, bonnet, wings, the same as a Mark 2, but they're not the same as the original car. At the back, you've got Mark 1/2 boot with a spoiler, Mark 1 bumper.
Different exhaust?
Different exhaust, yeah. It's got a Maniflow exhaust system on it.
And then here, this was interesting, you were explaining about this hole here. What is that for?
That hole there is for a side exit exhaust, which I've had on, but it was a little bit loud, and well, not loud, I just didn't like the sound.
Yeah.
So I put the back box back how it was. I'm planning to put throttle bodies on it in the near future, so hopefully the two will sound better together. The dream, as it were, is upright gearbox, put a PG1 in with a diff, with the throttle bodies and cams. I've got cams to go in as well, so not that I need it too much, but the diff is probably the best thing to put in this to make it even quicker than it is, just because grip is all important.
Yeah. No, It's fantastic. It really is a cool car. You don't see many Metros. I've never seen one like this, not in the past like 30 years or
I
so.
mean, a Metro is a shopping trolley. This is absolutely useless for going to the shops in, to be honest.
It's a bit stripped out in there, which we'll have a look
I mean,
at
it's
in a
got
bit.
lots of load space, but yeah, getting in and out of the seats is not fun on a daily basis. I have, before I did the graphics, I dailied it for about a month when my other car was broken.
Oh,
And
nutter.
it was. But it did help me get through a few problems that I didn't know about. So, but yeah.
Well, that's cool. No, so we've had a look around. I think really it's the driving as well, Nick. We need to get out and have some fun because there's not much roads around here. Although there's some big potholes, and you said it's not necessarily the most
doesn't
comfortable.
like potholes. It loves smooth roads, which.
What suspension have you got? We didn't cover that bit.
Oh, it's coilovers on the front at the moment, with hydrogas at the rear.
So we've eventually got strapped in. We've got proper harnesses. We had to do some jiggery pokery to get me in here and my COVID tummy.
I'm the same sort.
So let's get going then. Start her up and then we'll go and find some roads. So in here we've got a full roll cage, so it's stiffened. This bit up here, if you were interested, even if you weren't interested, I'm going to tell you, was a sunroof. There's very little in here. There's nothing in the back. It's very stripped out. It was light in the first place, so I guess it's probably a little bit lighter as well. But it adds to the, I suppose, a bit of the drama, doesn't it, of the car. Good old manual windows as well. None of that. We don't have to work out how the cruise control works or automatic parking. So have we got, I guess, different brakes to the standard Metro?
Well, they're GCI spec. They've got, got uprated disc and pads up front. It's drums on the back.
Yeah.
But all the braking stuff on the front.
Doesn't really matter as much, I suppose.
No. Even when it was on track, it wasn't too. They didn't get particularly. They got warm, but you know, that was about as far as I get. They didn't get red hot or anything like that. Comfy, it's not.
I've been in worse, but I don't know. I think if it was too comfy, it would ruin it.
Yeah, I mean, on track, you get much more of a feel of it because it's smooth. On the bumps, it's just not built for bumps. Everything's just so. You know, you've got about, I don't know, on the rear you've probably got about 20 mil before the bump stops.
Oh.
On the front you've probably got about 10 or 15. So it's pretty harsh when you hit a bump.
Yeah.
And with 13-inch wheels, you know, a pothole that is, you know, you feel in a modern car with big wheels, it feels
Crunch.
than this.
It's like some horrible noises.
And you feel like you're going to disappear to the centre of the earth. I mean, it tends to put a smile on people's faces, whether or not it's a smile because they're laughing at me or if they're laughing with me. I don't really care if it's a smile on people's faces, that's enough really.
Yeah, definitely with classics when I've been out. I think it was, what was it? It was Austin Healey. We're out in Eastport driving through, and the amount of people that were, like you said, people were chatting to you at roundabouts. They were sitting next to you, they were like, people getting their phones out and driving past. And
I've been to a few sort of shows on the M25 and things, and driving up the M25 in this is quite interesting. You get people driving past, you know, taking pictures out the window.
Yeah. I've got like a metal plate down by my feet.
Yeah, it's more just for just to help the passenger brace themselves for the bumps.
Just so they don't go through the window or anything.
Yeah, it's just also behind there is the ECU and a couple of control boxes, reading boxes and things like that.
Because I see you've got the water bottle down by my feet as well, which you said you've just, was that sort of aesthetic reasons or was that like?
I was kind of, and it just cleaned the engine bay up a bit, so I had everything, you know, all the wiring is in here.
Yeah.
That out of the engine bay and just get that look cleaner,
Yeah.
tidier.
And I know you said no heater either, is there?
No, there's no heater. There's a blower, but no heater.
No, there is something about that noise and the rattly, just empty. This makes it feel like more like a race car, and you don't have to be driving at, you know, stupid speeds to feel like you're going quickly.
No. The trouble is, it doesn't like bumps, so you can quickly end up in a hedge if you try and go over
Too quickly.
A lot of people think it's a rally car, and it's not got the suspension travel.
Yeah, you can definitely. I suppose it makes it louder. The fact there is no sound deadening. There's no back seats.
Yes.
There's us.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It could be a lot worse, I guess. I don't need to wear earplugs, you know.
Different steering wheel, I see as well, eh?
Yeah. Eventually, I will lower the seating position as well, which could be a bit more and drop the column. But
Yeah.
at the minute, it's the standard seating position. So.
Original dials and everything else over there with.
Yeah, the only addition is the rev counter. We wouldn't have had a rev counter.
Oh, did it not have one?
No.
Oh. I mean, these are nice roads in general. I'm not sure if they're suiting your car as much, but you haven't hit any potholes yet, so.
There's no potholes.
See, that's got quite a lot of grunt to it. I'm smiling, so I think we're both. I'm not sure whether it's smiling and laughing, a nervous laugh, or whether this is like.
At times it can be a bit of both, to be honest. I mean, this is on the road tyres. Sorry. Oh, my bottle's moved. This is on the road tyres, so it's not as grippy. It's not as sure-footed.
Yeah.
So.
I hope you're a good passenger. You may really think, yes,
I'll find out in a minute when I.
if I just see you crying, just weeping in the corner, just rocking. Well, you won't be rocking because you can't move in those seats, but it's rocking gently. It's surprisingly nimble because it hasn't got any weight to it, and
Yeah, it's quite pointy.
Yeah.
When you're on a motorway, it's actually quite wearing because you've actually any small input, it really wants to go. You know, so you can really quite quickly change lanes without much input from the steering wheel because it's just quite pointy.
it's very direct. And
Yeah, very direct.
that's not about as what you want for a track.
What you want for a track, yeah. You kind of sort of develop a respect for the car designers when they build these things because, you know, on a track, it's totally different to what you need on a road. And, you know, as we saw going down those back roads, it's not ideal for that.
No.
But on the track, it's great. So when you get a car that's good on both, you get a good respect for the people that designed that and built that. Because it's not an easy thing to achieve.
Gearbox is surprisingly good as well.
It's alright, it's quite positive on the changes there.
It holds. It's nice. The revs don't drop that much when you change it. It just holds it. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
Is that camera still? Yeah, the camera's still
Yeah,
there.
the camera's still there.
I didn't even
No,
know.
that's fine. It catches me out all the time. That's why you end up being a bit
It's like,
paranoid about potholes. And when you're sitting there, it feels quite horrible.
That did. I was like,
Yeah, that wasn't too bad, to be fair.
Wow, so this car looks amazing from the outside. You've done an incredible job with it, so thank you very much for allowing me to drive your baby. It's been so much fun that I could be tempted to have one. My missus would absolutely hate it. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as well. It's something a bit different, something very, very cool. If you have, give it a thumbs up. You've got to like this car, so you have to give it a thumbs up. Comments are always welcome. And remember to click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.